Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on all 7 DC movies coming out after Zack Snyder's Justice League. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video. But without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So the first movie that's coming out right after Zack Snyder's Justice League is Suicide Squad, which comes out this year in 2021. I just did a trailer reaction to the first trailer for this movie, so you can click the link in the description down below or right up here. I honestly don't have much to say about the Suicide Squad. It feels like it's going to be a super fun movie. I'm super excited to watch it with my friends. It's rated R, so it's going to have some awesome jokes. I know that for sure. It's going to be super violent, and you guys all know that I love my violence in movies and TV shows, and overall it just seems like it's going to be a good time. Now, one of the biggest things that I realized after the Suicide Squad trailer came out is that David Ayer's Suicide Squad cut is actually trending a lot on Twitter right now, and people have a lot to say about it. David Ayer has been a lot more vocal about his cut after Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, and I kind of wanted to mention that a little bit. There's been a lot more of a push, to be honest, and I'm just excited to see if Warner Brothers decides to take that leap of faith and let Ayer complete his cut. Now, according to Ayer, it's called a heartfelt drama, so I'm excited to see what that means, especially in a Suicide Squad movie. Apparently, he had a lot more scenes with Joker shot, so I'm excited about that. But David Ayer actually said he wants to release it after James Gunn's movie comes out, so I think that's really nice of him. He actually has some consideration for the person that's directing the new Suicide Squad movie. The Suicide Squad movie that came out in 2016, I think it was absolute trash. It was horrendous. It was disgusting. It was so bad, and I never want to see that again. You couldn't pay me to watch that movie, and I think David Ayer has some stuff up his sleeve, and I'm excited to see if his cut gets released. I'm excited to see what it is. Moving on, The Batman comes out in 2022. I think it comes out March 4th. I'm just so excited for this movie. This is my most anticipated movie maybe for the next 2 or 3 years. It's definitely my most anticipated movie for 2023. It has a great director in Matt Reeves. He directed one of the greatest trilogies of all time in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. It has a phenomenal cast with Zoe Saldana, Colin Farrell, and then most importantly, Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'm a huge Robert Pattinson fan, and I cannot wait for this movie. I'm just so excited to see what he brings to the role, and this movie seems like it's going to be so dark and ominous, and I just want to see that in a Batman movie. I've been wanting to see that for so long. We got our taste at a little bit of a darker Batman backstory with Zack Snyder, but I feel like we just didn't get enough backstory and exposition on Ben Affleck's Batman. So I'm excited to see what Robert Pattinson's Batman does. I'm excited to see what he does with the role. Christian Bale actually said in an interview that he's excited to see what Robert Pattinson brings to the role. Christian Bale said something along the lines of, a lot of people doubted Heath Ledger when he got the role of Joker, and they might doubt Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson about to take on Batman. Do you have any advice for him with taking on this iconic role?
Good for him, just make it his own, don't listen to the naysayers at all. Think about it, everybody protested when Heath was cast as the Joker. Look what an absolutely brilliant performance he gave. Don't listen to those guys, do his own thing. He's a fascinating actor, he's a great choice.
And a lot of people are doubting Robert Pattinson, and I honestly think this Batman movie has potential to be the best Batman movie of all time and be a top comic book movie of all time, just because of the story and everything they're building up surrounding the Riddler and the Penguin. Overall, this is going to be a dark and ominous Batman movie. Hopefully it's rated R. We have no word on if it's going to be rated R or not yet, but hopefully it is, and I think that they can do a lot of stuff if it is rated R, not just with blood, but more horror aspects of the film, and I'm just super excited to see what Matt Reeves cooks up. Matt Reeves rarely disappoints, so I'm just excited to see what this movie has in store for us. Next up on the list is Black Adam, which also comes out in mid-2022, I think, and Dr. Fate just got cast. He's casted by one of the people who used to play James Bond, and just another stacked cast that DC has, and I'm just excited to see this movie. I don't really have many expectations because honestly we haven't heard that much about the movie, but I'm excited to see the Rock play a more dark role. I mean, Black Adam is not necessarily dark, but more serious role, because The Rock always plays a nice, happy character, or sometimes kind of tries to play a classic Hollywood hero kind of vibe, I guess you could say, and I just don't really like that of The Rock. He's a big dude, he's supposed to be scary, and I think this movie's gonna capture that perfectly, and I'm excited to see how that sets up the future of the DCEU, especially noting the fact that Black Adam is so powerful, and Shazam and Black Adam are gonna butt heads hopefully in the future, maybe Shazam 3, so I'm just excited to see where this movie actually leads us into the future of the DCEU. Next up on the list is The Flash, which comes out later in 2022. I'm just super excited for this movie once again because it just seems so risky. I mean, I love when movies take risks. One example of this is Infinity War. Obviously, Infinity War didn't seem that much of a risk at the time, but now looking back on it, Infinity War was such a risk. They basically brought together an entire universe that was culminated over 10 years. And this movie, although it's not culminating as many things, it's bringing that many characters and that many like things together in this one movie, while it's still having to tell a Flash related story and something that revolves around the Flash. So I'm just excited to see what DC cooks up with this one, because there's a lot of things at play here, and this movie has a lot of potential to be great. Now, they might be recasting Batman. Michael Keaton apparently, I think it just broke news about a week ago that Michael Keaton might not actually be able to be in the movie because of scheduling conflicts. So does that mean Ben Affleck's Batman is back in the DCU full-time? I'm not sure, but we'll see about that whenever the time comes. We also got the Supergirl casting, so I'm excited to see maybe Superman gets a recasting to Supergirl. I hope that's not the case, but if it is, it'll be cool to see Supergirl get her own light and kind of see her maybe get introduced a little bit more, and then kind of later on have her own miniseries on HBO Max or have her own movie overall. I just think there's a lot of introductions and a lot of stuff that can be done in this movie. They just have to execute it properly. Next up is Aquaman 2, which comes out really late 2022. I think it comes out in December 2022, so it will be the last DCU movie of 2022. I'm just excited to see what they do with this movie. We have no word about literally anything in this movie. Hopefully Mara is recasted. I don't really like Amber Heard for reasons I'm not going to mention in this video, but hopefully Emilia Clarke takes over the role of Mara. That's my casting for Mara. I'm just super excited to see what this movie holds. Once again, the DCEU did a great job in the first Aquaman movie. The first Aquaman movie was really corny in my opinion, but I like what they did in setting up Black Manta, and this movie has so much more potential, especially with Arthur already being the king of Atlantis. I'm just so excited that they got that story out of the way, and they can focus on the main villain being Black Manta. So obviously we have no big words on what's going on in the movie right now. All we know is that Black Manta is the main villain and Aquaman is now the king of Atlantis. So this movie has a lot of potential, and once again, I'm just super excited to see what the DCEU comes up with. Finally on the list is Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods, which comes out in 2023. This movie, honestly, again, I have not much to say about it. We know little to nothing about this movie. We know that they just started filming, and that's about it. We know that Black Adam is not going to be in this movie, and I think they're going to kind of build up that matchup for maybe Shazam 3 to kind of complete that Shazam trilogy. So I'm excited to see what they do in the second movie, since they're not implementing Black Adam just yet. But other than that, I don't really have many thoughts because we know little to nothing about the movie. And yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the 7 upcoming DC movies. Let me know what you guys think of all 7 of these movies in the comments down below. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and turn notifications on so you don't miss whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.